In this video, we'll be taking a look at all today's NCAAF matchups, and I'll break them all down with free winning picks so you can bet smarter and win bigger. But first, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell so you get our picks the second they drop, because when the lines move, the early birds cash in. And if you want the full winning sport picks experience, head over to wspicks.com and check out our VIP packages, or grab a free consultation with one of our professional sports consultants for the sharpest edge you'll find anywhere. That's where the real plays live. We are your bookmaker's worst nightmare. These are the games we're hammering, the ones the books can't afford you to bet. This is Winning Sport Picks. The free picks are about to drop, and they're coming in hot. We begin with Kennesaw State versus Jacksonville State, where Kennesaw lays 2.5 at -110, and Jacksonville State catches 2.5 at -108. This kind of short spread usually signals a possession-driven matchup where execution matters more than athletic advantage. Kennesaw tends to play cleaner early, but Jacksonville State handles game flow better when things get choppy. The public often leans toward the favorite in these small number spots, but historical data shows underdogs perform well when the game is projected to stay tight throughout. Jacksonville State's ability to extend drives late gives them the edge inside a field goal. The total in the low 60s reflects pace potential, but both teams have stretches where finishing drives becomes inconsistent. That creates natural drag on scoring. I like Jacksonville State plus the 2.5 with a lean toward the under. Next is Troy versus James Madison, with Troy catching 23.5 and James Madison laying 23 on the other side. When a spread climbs over the 20 mark, the question isn't who's better, it's whether the tempo allows a margin that large. James Madison can dominate stretches, but maintaining separation requires perfect offensive rhythm, and Troy's slower style disrupts that. Big underdogs cover at strong rates when they shorten possessions and limit explosive plays. Troy fits that profile well. The total in the mid-40s hints at a slower overall matchup that reduces scoring windows. That naturally favors the dog, staying within striking distance. I like Troy plus the 23.5 along with a lean to the under. Then we move to North Texas versus Tulane, with North Texas laying 2.5 and Tulane catching 3 at -118. These are the types of lines where market disagreement shows up clearly. One book favors North Texas slightly, while another protects itself on Tulane. That alone tells you this matchup is tighter than the spread suggests. North Texas tends to play well when they establish pace early, but Tulane's adaptive defense keeps them alive even when momentum isn't on their side. Games with this kind of line often come down to late game execution, and Tulane tends to thrive in those pressure moments. The total at 66.5 is high, but both teams are capable of long stalls that slow the scoreboard. That slight volatility leans toward the dog. I like Tulane plus the 3 with a lean toward the under. And we close with UNLV versus Boise State, with UNLV catching 6 at -118 and Boise State laying 3.5 at -120. The pricing gap between the spread and money line suggests the market expects a competitive game despite Boise being favored. UNLV has consistently overperformed as an underdog, especially in matchups where sustained drives matter more than explosive plays. Boise State is strong fundamentally, but they don't always create the kind of margin needed to cover spreads beyond a field goal. UNLV's ability to stay within one score late makes the points valuable. The total at 58 implies offensive potential, but both teams have stretches where drives stall around midfield. That contributes to games landing lower than projected. I like UNLV plus 6 with a lean toward the under. Now listen to me, those are the free picks, but the one game I am unloading on tonight, the game that's going to crush your bookie's soul, that's the VIP play of the day at wspicks.com. This is the nuke, the hammer, the max bet, the one play I've circled, the game that will bury your bookmaker 6 feet under. When it hits, and it will, your bookie is going to need a doctor, a lawyer, and maybe even a priest. If you want to ride with me on the biggest bet of the day, get to wspicks.com right now. For the recap, we're rolling with Jacksonville State plus 2.5 and the under, Troy plus 23.5 with another under lean, Tulane plus 3 with a slight under lean, and UNLV plus 6 with the under again to close out the slate. This is Winning Sport Picks, where we don't just bet, We bury bookmakers. Smash that subscribe button, drop your favorite plays in the comments, and hammer that like button like you're hammering your bookie into the dirt. We're cashing, we're dominating, and tonight we're dancing on the grave of your bookmaker. Let's go!